here with the Beetle again, just taking care of a couple small things. We've got to knock out the power steering hardline, which we're going to try to do today. Well, we're going to do that today. We're also going to try to relocate the actual power steering reservoir. Maybe come over and see if it'll get it without the glare, without the sun making the glare. Sort of. So normally this guy sits on the battery tray. We don't have a battery tray anymore, so it's been tie wrapped up until this point. I think somewhere around this point. So that needs to be relocated. The two lines in and out, we have those. We'll just see if we get around to it today or not. But also too, it'll move this out of the way and we'll put it over top of the oil filter as opposed to going.
I'm not recording.
That's okay. So down here, the actual power steering line you see moving, where it goes below everything, we're gonna now route it up above the, yeah, nice. We're gonna route it up above the oil filter, and it's gonna come and join up with some other things around that area, I think. Yeah, so if we can tackle that, if we can get that out of the way today too, that'd be sweet. That's just another thing done and gone. Yeah, we'll go from there. See what else we can play with. Underneath here, here's our power steering pump. We've already loosened the bolt off. That's why it's leaking. Comes down. We've got to loosen this guy off here. Comes around. Does a little windy thing up there. And we have 2 more bolts we need to loosen off on those clamps. Then on the far side there's another banjo bolt in the rack itself, so we'll take that out and drop it on down. This is it. Old line, new line. Most common failure point right here, off the transmission side. Oh, let's roll it back, see. Oh, yeah. It's pretty bad. Oh, they all leak here. Well, at least they do up here in the rust belt. This is it. Needs to be replaced. I know this isn't crazy exciting tuning, building, let's go racing kind of stuff, but it has to be done, so deal with it. If it wasn't for this, you're not getting anything.
Now that we're in my garage, I can show you guys my summer tires. Just picked these up. They're pretty decent. I think so. Real BBS.
Heck yes. Real life. It's a real life BBS right there. People, feast your eyes upon them. Beast! Oh god. Hey, that CV grease looks green. It looks just so gross.
Barf.
I'm trying here to route this big hose from the power steering pump all the way up to the reservoir, but I'm not 100% sure yet whether we're gonna have enough to make it, because I'd like to reroute it from underneath where you can kind of see from this side here, if you look, all of it moving. Yeah, you see down there, there we go, that whole thing there, that's where it goes now, leading up to a little bit there. I'm not sure exactly where I want it to go yet, but it's not there, so that's where we're at. Trying to reroute it, picking a place, moving the oil line across, and yeah, believe it or not, runs great with that mess of wires in there. I know. OCD nightmare. Onward. Shimmy some of those to the side. Okay, so this is actually going to end up below. Maybe I'll squeeze it in between for now. Cause that's a yeah, let's go between those two hoses. And yeah. And let's curve it down. Let's curve it down like that. Let's Oh man, like, you know what? It's actually going exactly where I want it. Oh, we might have enough actually. That was spot on. Alright. I'm not so much committing to taking this off and putting it in its new home yet. I just want to see if it fits in its new home.
Oh, it's really small tubing.
Mm-hmm. But the line that runs off of the rack under the rail to that area, it is the same diameter. See, this is why safety hood props, guys. Only the finest quality brushes used here. Drain the rest out here. Oh Jesus, there's a bunch.
Oh.
Let's see.
This one's maybe not that way.
No, it's not going to be quite like that. Well, it'll actually be down like this. Bad.
Close.
This is a success, I'd say. So this piece is going to be sitting somewhere down in this area once this harness is moved. Can you see? Are you good there? Mm-hmm. So once that harness is moved, this will be sitting nice and...
Are you moving right now?
I'm just kind of setting it down. No, I'm not going to move the harness right now.
Okay.
I'm just going to squeeze it in its place, but it'll sit in there. This is the line from the power steering rack through the coil that they put inside the fender for cooling, and then comes up through here originally into... So I just disconnected this from the coil, and luckily, if you can look at that, that fits on just beautifully right there, and has enough slack that it doesn't pull us tight against the edge of the frame rail, because you got to really watch out for those things, especially when you're messing around with lines. Keep them away from sharp objects and hot objects and any objects. That's all. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That is a damn success, I'd say. So we need to maybe I'll move that line just right there for now. Look at that. Actually, that sits nicely. Heck, I like it.
Where did you move the line?
I just pushed it in against the wall, but if I move, see, if I move this back far enough that it's on this bridge here, like this little riser, then this can actually sit down there. Nice and neat and tidy. So yeah, that's it right there. Right there. That's it. So I have this. Oh, look at that. Look at this down here. This just happens to be where the line is sitting right now for the bottom. So there's a line for the bottom just sitting there.
Let's get it on.
All right, well, first, no, I got to remove this. Here we are, fully connected, for the most part, hydraulically at least. So it's going to sit in there, and life is going to be good. That's it, that's all. I could just put that right back there. We'll hold it nicely in place. Deal with that.
Oh yeah, you still gotta do that.
Deal with a few other. Just get this back on. For now.
Yeah, it does really clean it up.
Oh man, that's nice. That feels good.
You can see to the floor.
That's not so good. But getting excited.
Up your nose.
Yep. So you also, and you can still take the cap off, check the level. See you, man. Min, max. What do you think?
No, I wasn't. It was supposed to be an illusion.
Is it?
Now I actually touched it.
Today was a success. The power steering reservoir is now relocated over to the side here, which is sweet. It's way better than floating in the middle here, not attached to anything else. So that is ideal. We've relocated the line from the bottom of the reservoir, from the pump to the reservoir, down across this area where our PCV system is going to be going, where all of this is essentially going to be nice and neat and tucked. This will all be one harness, one loom. All the wiring will be together. This is temporary. And yeah, definitely cleaned it up a lot. Made a big difference. Mind the mess, don't look at that. Let's have a look underneath.
This is the hard pressure line that we replaced. You saw the junk before on the grass.
Yes, yes.
And
So
then
bad.
this right here is the low pressure line, which Ryan rerouted and just showed you where it went to, and this is where it comes down to and connects to the
Pump.
pump. Rack? Question mark? Alright, I guess the pump, which goes to that.
That is it.
That's it.
That is it. That is all. Right, baby? Yeah.
We still gotta fill it up.
We finished the power steering today, which was a big check mark off the list of things to do. Removing or
It's been a year coming because it was last year at this time.
Yeah, it
Started leaking.
It was cold, and the car was cold, and I dry steered, and it blew the power steering line. We can get to real build. You may have noticed there's no AC in this car. We removed it maybe a month or so ago. I think it's cleaned things up a little bit. A couple empty holes back there, but AC is out. It's really hard to explain without having stuff in front of you. It really is. Essentially, we're going to be putting the intercooler here, turning the rad on a 45, and ducting everything through the intake manifold and out the middle of the hood. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do. Same intercooler, just moving it up a couple feet. Yeah, that's it. I spilled the beans. That's the one part. We're finished for today on the Beetle. Completed the power steering. We relocated the reservoir over to beside the headlight. Luckily, the factory line from the rack out to it connects to the hard line in the fender, does a whole bunch of spirals for cooling. But luckily, when we disconnected it from there and pulled it out, there was just enough that it made it up and went perfectly into the reservoir. We were so lucky that worked out, but it worked out incredibly well. The rest of the line that we used was actually just perfect length as well too. Like this went smooth, very smooth. Knock on wood, because we haven't filled it with liquid yet.
There's wood right there.
Hang on. Should be good. I know this wasn't a very performance-oriented video, and kind of that's what this entire channel is going to be based around. This isn't going to be basic repairs and that kind of stuff,
yeah,
maintenance
like
type
old...
stuff. Mainly we needed to get this tackled and get it out of the way so that we could clear a bit of room. So as of right now, we've removed the AC completely out of the car. We need as much room as possible. And stay tuned. It could be interesting. Should be interesting. Will be interesting. Yeah. Let's do this.